So I think the fourth core down the line is probably a little bit easier for the PL, especially since he has a lot more utility with his shard. He has spam ability with Spirit Lance. If he does get the Ags up, it can be annoying to have to deal with all of those illusions. Your wave clear on the side of Beast Coast. Again, it's there, but it's also not too amazing. I suppose a Tiny can actually scale to that illusion clearer down the line, even if you ignore the shard, go for your Ags. That could be a solution coming out from Dark Mago. So you have some answers, but it's a weird one for sure. Like, Emo does have a game he can play if things go right here.
It's just instant D-ward in the mid lane here for Beast Coast. Quite nice. Gives that golden XP on over to the team. Is Schofield very happy about that one?
Yeah. Still going to be lining up to try to get aggressive here as well. Like, because you go for that level 1 Shadow Walk with the sentry down, it's going to be able to scout out PYW if he steps a little bit too far forward.
He's going to go Invis for now, as the rest of the team will just try and run by. He's just going to try and take the rune. Schofield. Oh, he's going to try a big blood grenade. Does come out. Does not manage to get the deny off. Is going to be a little bit of damage out over to blood. On over to the Doom now. Is another blood grenade comes through. The stun is there from PYW. The first blood, who's going to go to? It's a K1. Grabs him with that Lucent Beam. Is now Schofield forced to run. Arrow not going to connect. Emo no mana for the Spirit Lance either.
Yeah. You take that on the side of Beast Coast. Even Bounty Rune start. First blood wave for Luna. The bonus is massive for Hector to get early items up. I mean, he is forced to go level 1 Lucent, but I don't think you mind that either. It's a good amount of aggression in lane, although he goes a bit too far forward here.
Yeah, he just took a ton of damage here, trying to slow this one up, and it will allow him to turn this into a kill. BYW, you're not fast enough to chase down the Luna. He's going to try, though. Okay, he's not. Okay, good. I was like, that, I feel like you die if you reveal yourself.
Yeah, it's pretty scary. And the CM's aggression in lane is pretty nice. The magic damage you do have going for the level 1 Lucent is good. So you can kind of burst through these heroes fairly well. You do still have 3 mangoes to play with for Stingers, so it's not too bad as well, having to spam out so much. Again, you have a strong start for Luna. Like, 1 assist, 1 kill on hand. Earlier boots is going to feel good. Earlier stats is always great. So you have a good setup for a great time. Still taking a look at the other lanes down mid. Dark Mago on that Tiny up against Dust on the Ember. A very even matchup. Ember can kind of sneak away with this one if you do get the early timing into at least your Blightstone and maybe your Blades of Attack. Like, you can melt through the Tiny pre-6. Doesn't have armor. Sleight of Fist spam is fairly annoying there.
Bottom lane, blood grenades thrown out from both teams. As Emo, he's got nothing left. Just chased down here by this Scorched Earth. Will make it underneath the tower, though, with that magic stick, so he will survive.
So much aggression in the lanes. Like, sure, you make a sacrifice, but Sacred's more than happy to soak up these kills. Emo is as well, but again, into a Doom lane. PL's laning phase is not fantastic. Like, you have a lot of output. You can pressure melee hero matchups very well with the Doom. So it's not the comfiest for Emo. Every time that Scorched Earth is up, which feels like it's going to be really spammable with a Chakra, you just have a great time. Like, you can't come up and safely CS. You don't have the lineup as well to play with this arrow skill up on QIQX. It might have been arguably better to go to Starstorm, but they were trying for that first blood in Ruin, so you don't even manage to just snipe the range creep or just apply some free harassment out.
Yeah, the reduced cooldown on this Scorched Earth, but also Devour is going to be pretty nuts for this lane. You definitely just go like the 2-point Scorched Earth early. I think after this, we'll probably see him start to put more points in Devour. Infernal Blade, not super useful here against the Phantom Lancer, of course. Top lane, seeing some more fighting breaking out here, but this Luna, like you said, just all stats, just grabs that Magic Wand into the Band of Elven Skin. Just going to try and grab those treads into that Dragonlance ASAP. We know how important illusions are in this map now, so getting to that Mantis style, I think, is key.
Yeah, it's going to feel really good for Hector to just flash for him.
Mid lane, Dark Mago, nice pop back into the Avalanche. Just a decent chunk of damage and over to Dust as a result.
Yeah. Again, for Dust, I mean, he's opting for 2 levels in Flame Guard, so he wants to cop through these magical burst plays from Dark Mago rather than trying to outplay with a Slight, which it's another way to go about. I think that's a little bit more manageable for Dark Mago. He's not going to be bullied out, so you can kind of play a stable lane. You do have a slight lead coming out from Dark Mago here as well, but you have the Blightstone at least up on Dust, and really moving out from PYW.
Yeah, I mean, this is a really nice gank. I mean, they're going to be able to get the chains into the arrow, and with that, probably a kill here. Going to go the way of the Ember Spirit, so bringing both supports from the side lane, a very big win.
Right around that timing for the 4-minute rune as well. IG emphasizing mid a lot more here than the side of Beast Coast. And that does provide some relief for Dust, allows him to catch up fairly nicely. Ramp into that level 6 point where a kill threat isn't as feasible for the Tiny at that point, but you leave your side lanes alone. You're more than happy with taking that trade on Beast Coast. You're able to just farm up safely on your cores, no threat on them. Building up very nicely on Hector. You are out-farming Emo by a pretty good margin. And for the PL in the jungle, his illusions are a little bit strange in that, because they don't last as long. You can kind of Phantom Rush around, but I still feel like the Luna, once the glaives are up with some good points in the Lunar Blessing, it is a lot faster for the Luna still to farm.
Yeah. And it is nighttime now, so the global Lunar Blessing, it is one of those things, like one of those changes to CM that, not to CM, to the Luna that I didn't really feel was that necessary, because she was already pretty dang strong. But now just providing all that bonus damage to the whole team is super good.
Yeah, just allows you to play more aggressive in these lanes. But still keeping track down mid here.
And they're going to be able to try and toss this up. The Blood Grenade comes out, and Dark Mago will go down again. A great rotation out from QIQX. In top lane, they actually saw the rotation from the Coddle. They saw him on that gate bottom, so they know he's up here, which allows Emo to play quite more confident here in this bottom lane.
Yeah. Allows him to play a bit more far forward, clear out his creeps, no problem. I like that Emo is going for the Midas. Normally I'd say it's greedy, but in this game, it feels necessary. Well,
They will, yeah, they will be able to find the Brewmaster here. A nice kill. The good old Blinding Light, you know, repositioning like you were talking about, helping them bring him back into range.
Really bullying Dark Mago though.
Doing it again. Alright, he doesn't actually get caught this time. He's almost level 6. The bonus armor he's going to get from level 6 will do wonders against Dust. But he needs one more creep, and they're continuing to just punish him. They've got Slight Chains. He gets level 6 now. There is no arrow for a few moments. He's turning his attention over to QYQX. Potentially, they do push him back. The arrow off the mark. The avalanche comes through. He doesn't actually connect. Enough damage there to find the kill. And Schofield forces a Fairy Fire Stick. Still not enough to find the kill, though.
Yeah, but again, they're really emphasizing mid. Double damage still running on Dust. Has the full Orb of Corrosion. Unfortunately, level 1 Slight, so he's not able to pressure as much off the spike. But it has allowed him to sustain that lane. So he's been able to match up against Dark Mago, land these kills with a value point on those chains, and have a pretty good time. Like, he's up there in net worth, just barely behind on Sacred and Hector. And Dark Mago is just really behind. Barely above Xiang Yu, who's had a rough time here.
Nice little solo kill there by the Crystal Maiden. Just happened to walk into him. No big, like, not really intentional. I think he was coming up here to stack and was just like, oh, a hero.
A freebie for the CM to find, which is always nice.
Now, one thing that's quite good for PYW, though, is he did manage to snipe the Wisdom Rune. So he was really far behind in XP for a little bit here, but that's going to help him out quite a bit.
And that's something you do want to constantly get done, especially on the Bounty Hunter. Ramping up into that level 6 is massive for this hero. You want to play with these tracks, you want to get that aggression going for IG. And they're still eyeing mid. Like, they're not letting go of Dark Mago, they're just trying to apply so much pressure onto this Tiny.
Well, yeah, there's the Avalanche into... pretty much just a disengage, it looks like. They're a little bit too afraid. You know, the Shield Rune picked up on the Bounty. Dust with these 3 points in this Flame Guard. Doing a lot of work.
PYW's being sneaky.
They're looking for an opening here onto Tiny. QIQX able to dodge out that Avalanche for the moment. Does get stunned. The arrow not going to get thrown. So many heroes in the mid lane. They have been constant. That being said, solo kill top. The Primal Split comes out and manages to take down the Luna. Another avalanche toss into the frostbite. Do they have the damage to try and burst dust here? It doesn't look like it, and instead they grab the arrow onto the CM. PYW comes in. He gets him right before he dies. Manages to take down the Ember Spirit there. That's huge.
I think I saw a miss coming out there as well.
Yeah, the slight mist.
Yeah, I didn't know it can miss, actually, so... I mean, I guess it does make sense with Evasion Heroes, so... A little bit unfortunate. Hector?
He was trying to TP on out, but they're kind of baiting as they might chase these heroes down. The Sacreds come top now, but... Nah, they will back away. PL TP's bottom. Brewmaster up on the side here. Oh, they found him out, and Dark Mago comes in. There's the Avalanche, the toss, of course, throws him right on into the Luna. They've got the Lucid Beam as well, and Dark Mago grabs the kill.
That's big. Helping him bounce back on that Tiny after a pretty slow start with all the commitment coming out from IG. Again, his blink timing is going to be really important for the side of Beast Coast. Still a ways off from that. And his mid's still getting pressured in. Like, they have not left. This duo of Dust and QIQX just always on the mid.
Yeah, they've done a really good job at playing together, and we kind of expected that. There it is again. The chains into Arrow. Dark Mago taking a lot of damage from this. He will just be able to Remnant bottom. He grabs a regen rune of all things. Now, UIW is here, gets tossed into another avalanche, but they need to leave. Dust comes through. A nice Illuminate trying to do what damage that it can. He gets the tree toss kill there onto PYW, and the QIQX taking just a ton of damage himself. The slide's not enough from Dust. Sacred with his rotation on in. He will Remnant's in into avalanche as well.
Huh?
Dust tried to get cheeky, thought he could outplay Dark Mago, and just gets heavily punished.
That is huge for Beast Coast. They managed to break up mid, they find all the kills they want. They save Dark Mago as well. So now this blink is kind of lining up to its usual timing. And, you know, you're getting a lot of gold out now on the side of Beast Coast. Like full Midas up on Sacred. Hector, even after that death, he can still farm up fairly nice. Only has level 1 glaives, but has a lot of output with the Lunar Blessing up, so you don't mind that too much. Especially since you get 200% of it now, all the time, so it's a lot of output on the Luna early on. Again, your farming pace on Emo, he does have a free lane, he does have the Midas, he is working towards that Diffusal. So you have some good spikes here. You're almost at the 6 mark as well for a Bounty Hunter. Once you've got that for PYW, these kills they ramp up.
There's a sentry there that's scouting him. Scopa drops the dust. He gets the ghost form off, or spirit form off. In comes Dark Mago again, the avalanche, the toss, and he just blows up the Marana. Gets him closer and closer to that blink dagger. PYW still dusted here off onto the side as Dark Mago gets the avalanche. They drop a sentry. In comes Stinger as well. They've got another. Oh, dude, I mean, they will get another. Right, there it is, Stinger. Grabs him with the Crystal Nova.
Yeah, they're trying to be sneaky, trying to get some tracks up, but they don't really have the output. Like, Dust can't fully commit in. A little bit too far out. So again, finding some good punishment on the side of Beast Coast. Still a rather even game, 7-12. And you've got some good farm timings to meet on Emo. With his Midas up into the Diffusal, not too far off from that full item build-up now. And Hector still working into that Yasha, into the Manta. Has the Dragon Lance for more stats. They can look to make a push play now as well, with how much right-click damage Hector has. So they'll just head bot and slowly clear, but IG are still in the area.
Avalanche, the toss back into the Frostbite, but they don't have the damage to bring down the Ember Spirit. Nice light chains onto Dark Mago will tank the arrow for now. Gets the shield, and in comes Sacred. They have a sentry down, but they don't get the Doom off in time. As they know PYW is somewhere behind him, the pesky Bounty Hunter. Being super annoying. Is Sacred maybe baiting here. Oh, the toss. They've caught the Brewmaster, but can they actually kill him before he gets split? No, the arrow caught onto the Doom, and he's Sacred's completely isolated. He's not going to be able to get any of these spells off. We'll maybe get a Devour. Yeah, that's not going to be enough, though. They take the Bounty Hunter on the backside. The toss will finish him off, so it ends up being a 1-for-1 trade, but a big win here for the side of IG at the moment. Mago did get his Blink Dagger delivered during all of this. He can find an opening. It might be worth it. Schofield starting to fall low. K1 coming out the backside. There it is, the Avalanche. It completely misses. The Blinding Light pushed him back. The Eclipse, though, coming through, doing a lot of damage to Dust, but they get the kill. Stinger's gonna fall next. Dark Mago gets the Blink, or gets the Avalanche. The toss does finally take down the Ember Spirit, but again, it's IG continuing this chase. They're doing so good. You got a Cinder Brew coming out in a moment. The slow, it's gonna be able to burn. We have the Doom now coming in as well. Gets tossed in. The Hurricane back. They're trying to hold the Doom back for the moment. They will be able to find that kill. So, some nice plays there. Good turnaround from the side of Beast Coast, but now Sacred walks in again. Gets mana burned up here by Emo, in so much trouble. Nice Avalanche. Nevermind, completely whipped off the mark. QIQX rooted up, leaps up onto the high ground, and Stinger trying to chase. Does not actually have Freezing Field available. Dark Mago just throwing avalanches at anything he can find. They toss back once again the PL, but Sacred in so much trouble. It's an opening for him to just get the free kill. The track is there, the Frostbite on the mark, but they don't have damage. Takes out Emo. They're just bleeding kills on the side of Beast Coast as Dust with the slight change gets another. The arrow, not going to connect this time. But huge wins here from the side of IG, and another track anyway, resulting in another kill. Absolute disaster of a fight from Beast Coast.
Yeah, they overplay their hand. They stay a little bit too long, and they get punished. They don't get the openings at all. They don't manage to use this Doom out on Sacred. And in these kinds of fights, man, every single track kill ramps up for PYW. He suddenly gets a full Spirit Vessel off the back of that engagement. You know, they get a good 4.8k gold swing the way of IG off the back of all those kills in Beast Coast. They've got to watch that aggression. You know, you don't have that Freezing Field on Stinger. Felt like he had a lot of good angles to kind of take there, but opts for the spam ability into Frostbite instead, which makes sense. It's a low cooldown. It's 50% uptime on that hold. I don't want that to get controlled, but they're not done.
Slight chase, catches the Tiny. Does manage to get the Avalanche out. This Stinger comes in. He's going to just go for the Freezing Field, but there's the split. Going to be able to cancel this pretty easy as PYW actually rotating on in. They've got the track on the 2, and they will just surround the Crystal Maiden. Bring her down with ease as they continue to chase Sacred. Got the Vanguard trying to take this one up. Nice turnaround potentially. Can he find his Doom target? Finally does come through. It's on to Dust as the rest of these heroes trying to chase after him. Solarbind will allow them to isolate Dust. But can they get more is the question. They are so fast here on the side of IG. And they can't do it. Dark Mago needs to be careful.
It's a bit risky walking up like that. Doesn't manage to get caught out though. They are finding openings on Beast Coast when that split is down. You do have a massive opening to kind of play around these fights and snipe through. I do like that IG's playing super aggressive. They understand what they have to do with this lineup. They've got to snowball fast.
Brewmaster is in deep, man. They've got another repositioning from the Blinding Light. They've still got the Hurricane as well. They will be able to fall back. The Avalanche connecting. Brewmaster is still surviving as Tiny is now just completely isolated. They didn't bring the numbers. The pipe just taking up so much damage, and now Sacred once again just going to get beat down here by Emo. The Vessel comes out. It's going to be 2 more kills going the way of IG.
Oh no. That is not the way you want that to go for Beast Coast. They get punished again for being hyper aggressive. And the side of IG now with less numbers, and they can just go for these pickoffs.
Yeah.
More track kills. Like it's ramping up. 5k lead, early activity from Emo coming out. And for Beast Coast, they're the ones that have to play a slower game. They're the ones who have to wait for more farm to come out here from Hector. And he is still set to have that good timing onto the Manta at the least, but you're bleeding out everyone else. Like Dark Mago's had a slow start. Not able to really recover the way he'd want to, bleeding out quite a fair bit on the back and forths. I think for IG, if they keep getting these track kills, man, it gets scary. Because your Luna versus PL matchup, I think in an even farm situation, it's manageable to an extent. Although, again, not the comfiest for Luna, but manageable enough. But with a farm disparity, the PL just runs over you. You cannot clear out these illusions fast enough.
Yeah, and it really does feel like a lot of this is just coming down to the focus that they put on Dark Mako in the mid lane. And it almost seems like he's got a little bit of tilt going right now, because I've seen a lot of just thrown avalanches where he's like, I gotta find something, and feels pressure to try and find an opening. They're gonna try and toss back out the Doom here. The avalanche does come through. He's underneath the tower. So Sacred should be plenty tanky here. This Brewmaster, all of his splits are low. If they actually manage to cleave these down, they could find the kill instead, but he gets the split back off in time. Now looking for PYW, the Eclipse is there. Sacred still has the Doom, hasn't managed to throw it quite yet. Is looking to try and get on top of the Ember Spirit, but the damage is just too much. He throws the Doom anyway, this time just onto the Brewmaster. Stinger's gonna fall as Emo is in this fight, just beating down these heroes. Dark Mago trying to run. He drops the Avalanche. We'll buy back on the bounty here as well. Dust trying to get active once more. Gets the Slight Chains onto 2. The toss in place, trying to get Sacred out, but the Diffusal catching Dark Mago. The refreshes from Schofield just allowing them to try and just throw what spells they can to get out of this fight. But I don't know if they're going to be able to. The Chains catches him. He's up onto the high ground. He finds the kill. QIQX dying to the tower, but getting out on this Tiny is huge.
Managed to save. Just barely. Bailing out of that fight. IG getting hyper aggressive, seeing that opening, going for the buyback on PYW, wanting to get more tracks up. They don't find as much, and again with split down, they're in a bit of a soft spot here for IG, where Beast Coast can play into that even without Doom. Like, they've got a little bit of an opening for themselves if they want to play aggressive. But look at the vision game from IG, really aggressive wards up top. Like, they have so much info as to where the side of Beast Coast is at the moment.
Sacred get some vision here onto the Brewmaster in the bottom lane, and we'll catch him with the Solar Bind. Like you said, there's no split, so this is like a weakness moment for them. They get the Avalanche, the toss, trying to just focus him down. They will be able to. Dust is here bottom. They grab the tower. Now they're going to start hunting. They're not going to be able to find the Bounty Hunter, but it looks like, yeah, they will just completely back. Dust does not want to hang around here either.
I think Beast Coast have to get some map control back through vision right now. There is way too many wards coming out from IG. They need their own information out to get these rotations constantly going. You need to be able to punish PYW for constantly running around. He's going to grab his Wisdom Rune again.
Yeah, he's got
a while ago they managed to deny one as well. So it's just painful, especially since your support's on Beast Coast. It does feel like they really want levels. Like CM in particular, Stinger's so far behind. Level 8 on his hero. If he had a value point in the second level of Freezing Field, the output in the middle of the fight is massive. Or even just more points in Sustain with the Arcane Aura, or just more slows out with the Crystal Nova. Every single spell point counts, and you're not finding that EXP. At least they'll find a Tormentor for themselves. That should be our free shard going the way of Schofield. So the recall on hand. At least they can take these fights as they go. If a gank comes out, you've always got the recall to drag heroes in. And I like what I'm seeing here coming out from Schofield. Just straight into the Ags, get some team fight going. Your AoE control is lacking outside of Avalanche right now from Dark Mago. And as you mentioned, maybe a little bit caught up in the emotions sometimes, where the Avalanches aren't connecting the big way. We're seeing some blinding lights pushing them out from the control. So having this Will-O-Wisp would be massive if Schofield can reach that timing.
Guardian Greaves completed up on the Mirana, dude. Managing to pass this Brewmaster in net worth at the moment. And he's queuing up that Vanguard into Crimson Guard, so he's almost got that completed, just about 250 gold away. So you're going to have Guardians, Pipe, and Crimson Guard available for these heroes in these next fights, which it's so much damage reduction. We've just been seeing every single game is just all about damage reduction now.
Yeah. I'm just glad this is the same patch where Rate Pack is gone. You know, at least that's one less damage mitigation out. I hated that item conceptually, so I don't mind aura stacking up like this, because it still has a balancing element. Rate Pack was just annoying. So, thank you, Ice Fraud. Still 20-20, really even game. IG, it has felt like the momentum's been on their side though. Like, they're the ones being aggressive. Absolutely. They're the ones with this really superior map control. You do manage to get some D wards going to the side of Beast Coast. You have an outpost ward as well to watch Roche control. And they could group up for that. And they've got output with Hector around.
Yep. 2 BKBs now. Third one's coming out from Dark Mago. I mean, if there's any time to force a Roche, it's on a triple BKB timing, I suppose. The question is, can they kill it in time? They have a little over a minute, so they should be able to.
Yeah, the side of IG actually don't have vision here. Like, they had such good control across the map, but none on the Roche. That's going to be punishing for them. 2 lives coming out, Watcher control as well. So Beast Coast can try to reel back some of the map here and get aggressive off the back of this. It's mildly concerning for IG. I think the moment they step off the gas, Beast Coast gets a little bit too much off the map. Remember, like, as long as you still have some tier 2s up, there's a lot of jungle to take. The side lanes are there. Your regular jungle is still valuable as well. So you don't really want to let go if you're aggressive. You kind of want to keep that gas pedal pressed fully.
They kind of just used that time to farm up, and Emo did finish up his Heart of Tarask. So PL super tanky now, 3,500 HP. Not an easy kill at all. We're going to see a ward. Oh, smoke gets popped. They're looking for the Crystal Maiden. Dark Maiden comes in. That's a huge 3-hero avalanche, but he is all alone. He's going to pop that BKB, try and get out of here as Sacred on the run as well with him. Emo looking for his option to get into this fight. They're going to just chase the Luna here. The track is on. Crystal Maiden in some trouble as well. The split coming out from... Oh, you can Doom and pull back with the Hurricane. Singer with nice freezing field as well. It will get canceled. But the taunt's in. They're trying to find their opening. QIQX barely surviving, but PYW in trouble as now as the Glaives are just bouncing through these heroes. And Dark Mago able to just continue to dance around this fight. Schofield falling low. The jump on over. The do manage to finish him off, but now surrounded by this PL. This guy is online. He is taking no damage. The Guardian Grease will save QIQX, the buyback here on Stinger, but he's just in so much trouble. He's just dead. The PL absolutely crushing them. It's all Dust and all Emo. You don't need anybody else.
They've been able to farm up. Like you mentioned, that hard timing for Emo. Massive. You don't have that AoE damage. Like, Hector doesn't pump out enough by himself. And right now, it does feel like it's all in on Hector to do that damage for you. You're not dishing much out of it as well on Dark Mago. We'll be able to find that tier 2 off the back of this. You still have Aegis for Beast Coast, but it doesn't matter. Like, the Luna is just not doing enough at this point in the game. Not until more items are up. Remember, this hero at farm parity does not feel great against PL.
No. Not at all. And this last fight, I mean, they got the kill on the Brewmaster before he got the split off. He just burned the Aegis. Doom's coming up in a couple of seconds, but this, again, Emo has taken absolutely no damage in these engagements. They're just perfectly comfortable poking and prodding here on the PL. Dark Mago hoping to find an opening for an avalanche into a toss back maybe, but they just don't have it.
Yeah, you lose your Aegis now. At the least you hold on to your high ground, but they still have that split. There's no Doom. This is a scary situation for Beast Coast if they got caught out.
Yeah, you have a very real Phantom Lancer problem right now.
It's like, again, your scaling options, it's probably not all in on Luna. It really has to go to Dark Mago to an extent. Like, have him work towards the Ags, maybe get even just a shard up. Have the tree grab just up there. That's your cleave output, that's your AoE damage coming out. The Luna, it doesn't feel like it's enough on the Glaives. You just don't have that much output yet. Going for your MKB down the line with a Satanic, that could help the cause, but as of now, it's just not there. And Emo has free reign over these fights, and this is him without even, like, say, the Shroud for additional presence, and just set to get worse once he has that butterfly up.
I mean, this hero has so many more items that he can buy. Like, he's 20,000 net worth, and he can still buy, like, 10k more worth of items easily. Like, he can go for the Disperser upgrade, he can grab the Swift Blink, he can finish up his Butterfly, he can get the Ags and the Shard. Like, there's so many things that you can do on this PL.
Yeah, it just scales really nicely for Beast Coast. Again, you need Hector to reach that same point, but again, at parity, the Luna really shines by getting that gold advantage with farm. It's just not there. It hasn't been there for Hector at all. At best, he's been dead even with a PL, but even that's not quite there with a slight advantage going the way of Emo. For the side of Beast Coast, I mean, You still have some timings. Like, there is an Ags being built up by Schofield. Again, he's been queuing that up for a while. You have your own Butterfly up and running here on Hecker. So you have some durability coming out in comparison to PL.
They're going to go for... Oh, they're going to try, but yeah, able to get out. I mean, that's a Lincoln Sphere on Dust. It is going to at least prevent, like, the really easy Doom initiations, but...
Yeah,
okay, do you have
not just the Dooms.
Ways of popping it?
I mean, even canceling off Frostbite's enough reaction time to bail out.
Yeah.
So I think that actually ruins a lot of angles for Beast Coast. Just that one protection. Because maybe you can catch with Lucent Beam as well. And that's probably your ideal. Pop it with Lucent, immediately get your control off, stack it properly. Or just start with, say, an Avalanche from Dark Mago, if you can find the angle in. Just easier said than done. Like it's a challenging game for Beast Coast. IG rallying well in this game too. And that constant aggression to shut down Dark Mago. And we talked about this in draft. Like this tiny blink timing was going to be key for that mid-game tempo coming up from Beast Coast. And he still managed to hit it, but it felt a lot slower than you'd want it to be. You wanted his lane to be a bit more dominant. Now another smoke play out from IG.
Yep, just trying to continue to try and find picks around the map. K1 just farming up on the bottom side of the jungle here. But he's not pulling ahead anytime soon. And that's the big issue. You have the Butterfly completed. DL has his own. So tons of evasion for both of these two heroes. And K1 going to try and start chipping away at this tower here with the illusions, which will do some work. Gets recalled back to the base, which is quite nice. Smoke up here from Beast Coast. They're going to run into PYW. They do get the detection, though. He's under a sentry. Force staff away, though. We'll save him. Some timers coming through as they find PYW. The arrow connects the Doom onto an illusion. Sacred got baited.
No.
He doesn't get anything off, and instead they have to just complete retreat. They don't manage to find the bounty as they chase for more. Sacred. He's going to fall. Dark Mago forced to BKB and retreat into his base. Does try and stay on top of him. Overseal totem up onto the high ground. But a good find here from IG. And, dude, this Doom is just not working this game.
No, it's not. It's a tricky game for sure. He had a decent lane coming out of the no.
Dude, that is so much damage coming through. He's going to buy it back. Now K1 needs to find a way out of here. But Emo managing to stay right on top. Crimson Guard does get popped. They jump in aggressively off Sacred. He's going to BKB this time around, but he's still just getting beat down by this Phantom Lancer. They have no way of finding the real one or even killing him. Stinger now chains up. He's gone instantly. Dark Mago looking for some way to initiate, but this game looks impossible.
It really does. You can't counterfight without that Doom up from Sacred. Not even finding the bounty hunter kill, so you're constantly getting crack up. Your information, your location's always known for IG. You can't find an angle.
Yeah, there are no angles at all. I mean, you would have to, you'd have to have an actual illusion clearing hero here, but there just isn't one. The Luna just did not work out this game as K1 gets bursted down. Sacred trying to hobble his way back to the base, but no chance at all. Two dead without the buybacks, and there it is. The GG comes out, and Beast Coast, a very big loss from them, as that might end their tournament run. We'll have to see what happens with these other games.
Yeah. I mean, right now, all Beast Coast is hoping for is Extreme losing their second game. Right, IG play fantastically, but they didn't have anything to actually play for here. They just wanted to show that they've still got power on hand.